Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Discover Your Spirit with me, Brenda Reading. I am a Lilydale registered medium, and as part of the Lilydale programs and offerings, a few of us come to you via Facebook Live and YouTube Live to have discussions and do various things, surrounding our spiritual nature. And today, I thought, in addition to doing the mini readings that we were going to do later in the show, in the program here, that I would have some time here with you to talk a little bit about stepping out of our comfort zones. It's like sometimes when we have opportunities for change or opportunities to do something new or different, there's fear that accompanies those wonderful opportunities. And sometimes it's tough to, move through those emotions of fear and hesitancy and all of the self-doubt that can go along with trying these new things or embracing new opportunities. And I want to tell you that this week I had the opportunity, and I won't go into it, but I had the opportunity to do something that was stepping a little bit out of my comfort zone. Now, I will let you know, as a 63-year-old woman, you would say, well, what's going to be out of your comfort zone at that point, right? But no, it truly was. And I had to, feel inside, like, is this something I really want to do? Do I feel like I should do it? Or is it something I really want to do? And I was teaching a class this week for the Edgar Cayce Institute of New York City. And it was about discovering our sacred purpose, which I have taught for Lilydale before. And part of the class has to deal with thinking about how things feel, okay, when you're making choices and when you're making a decision. Because we have a lot of pressure on us from the outside world, right, about what we should be doing, what people expect us to do, all of those things from our parents, from our loved ones, from our coworkers, from our people in our community, right? And it doesn't matter where you are, how old you are, or what you do for a living, and your relationship status in your life. There are people that have expectations of us, right? It's just the way it is. And sometimes when posed with a choice, right, we need a little bit of support in regards to, am I making the right choice? Am I doing what I should do? And what I like to teach about is that our higher self, your spirit, okay, already knows what's best for you. It really does. And so when we're making a choice, especially to step into something that's maybe new or exciting or different, or doesn't necessarily fit in with everybody else's expectations of us. And trust me, as a medium, I talk to dead people, okay? That did not fit into the expectations of my family, all right? It did not fit into the religious upbringing that I had. It did not fit into the world of some of my friends that I had for a long time. So in deciding to learn more about, people call it a gift, but we all have it, in deciding to learn about it and to get training and to practice and to use the gift to help other people, I had to learn to move forward because it felt right in my insides, in my inner compass. It was my calling. It was something in my heart and my soul that I felt I needed to do and I had to do. And sometimes, our brain is telling us one thing, but our heart and our soul is telling us something else. So I guess the reason I'm talking to you about this tonight is when it comes to your spirit, okay, the innermost thing that makes you, right? Our spirit, our soul. It's like it already knows what we need for our growth, for our joy, for our well-being. And what if instead of saying, oh, I don't think I should try this, or I'm afraid of this, or what if we said, what if, you know, meaning, what if it goes well? What if I learned something about myself that I didn't know before? What if I make new friends along the way? What if this, and say it in a positive way as opposed to what if I fail? Because for sure, if you don't dip your toe in or try the thing that you're wanting to do, there will be no movement. There will be no growth. There will be nothing because you won't have tried. And so, even at my age, 63, and trust me, it's a privilege to be this age. Um, we all need that excitement, that little rumbly in our tumbly that gets us excited about trying something new. It doesn't matter how old you get. Um, the idea is to keep growing and keep learning and keep experiencing new things. And so it's like you have to ask yourself if you're presented a new opportunity or something new to do or a change, ask yourself, if I don't try this, if I don't experience it, if I don't break through the fear of what could possibly happen, um, will I be okay with that? You know, will I be okay with never knowing what could be? Will I be okay with the status quo, with everything just moving along, right? Calm waves, right? Or do I want to maybe take that leap and try something new and experience that excitement and passion and joy and growth and fear? All right. Because trust me, I mean, sometimes when we step a new role, right, a new position, new responsibility, um, the whole bit, we get nervous, but that's all normal. But along with that nervousness is the possibility of joy and happiness and excitement and growth. So what I'm saying, oh, Deidre, I'm reading your comment. Good evening, Deidre Borriello. She says, I'm 41 and in nursing school. Yay for you. Congratulations. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Something attracted you to the nursing school, something you wanted to do, maybe something that you had always longed to do and you just couldn't get to it because of life, responsibilities, whatever, children, right? And now you're doing it. And it doesn't matter how old we are. What matters is that you're doing it. And it's probably not easy. It's probably very hard, right? But you have that power behind you of your inner spirit, knowing that you have the determination to see it through. And I think that's so fabulous. I'm so happy for you, Deirdre. And people like that are 65 years old and go back to school, or they try something new that they've never done before. That's how I want to be. I want to be 95 and doing something I've never done before and kicking and screaming, and I want to be that old lady in the nursing home that they're telling you got to be quiet, you're getting everybody riled up. Do you understand? I want to make sure that I'm living my experience, because we're here to do that. So I just felt like I needed to talk about that because It's scary trying new things. And there's a little kind of trick you can use for yourself, and you can feel how your higher self and inner self feels about a decision. Let's say you've been offered a new job, all right? And you don't know what you want to do. Should I take it? I don't know. It's going to be a lot more work. I'm going to have to learn new things, XYZ. So there's all this that goes with it. So what you do is you form it into a statement, and then you pay attention to your body, and you close your eyes and you say, I'm going to take this new job. And then you pay attention to how it feels. If you are closed off and pulled in, and you can feel yourself closing off, then you know what? Maybe you're not supposed to take that new job, right? Because it doesn't feel right. And your inner self is saying, hey, red flag here. But if you say, I'm going to take that new job, and your chest opens and you feel excited, and you feel like you can take a deep breath, and this isn't done by your brain thinking about how you should feel. This is a reaction of yourself to the statement, okay? So you're not going to be thinking after you say, I'm going to take the new job, about how you should feel. Do you understand? Your job is to make the statement and then be aware of your body's reaction to the statement, okay? Like your brain should not be engaged. Do you understand? So it's and you need to try it a couple times, because sometimes it's subtle, right? Sometimes the difference in how you feel can be subtle, right? So, and sometimes it's very profound. Like you'll know right away, like no way, So, so try this little experiment with something in your life that you are thinking about doing, thinking about trying, and see how it feels. And I feel like I want to challenge you to, in the next couple weeks, before we talk again, find something for yourself that you have either been wanting to try or wanting to do, or revisit something you used to do that you love to do that you haven't been able to do, and see how that feels. Okay? Because we all need that little bit of spark, especially when we are stressed with everything that's going on in the world around us. Okay? It's like we need to return to what makes us happy inside and what gives us our personal joy. And sometimes we need that little bit of spark of something new or different to help us to maintain, as my friend Barb says, to maintain while we're living with everything else that's going on in the world. Okay? So that is basically what I wanted to share with you is the message, give yourself that excitement of something new and challenging. And it doesn't matter how old we are. Okay? It's like, in fact, I encourage it. The older you are, the crazier it should be, right? So, no judgment from me. Remember, I talk to dead people. Okay? So, with that, yes, try to try something new, or give yourself a new experience in the next couple of weeks. Maybe you've never had a facial before in your life, right? Go do that for yourself. I mean, there's not too much risk in that, right? Unless you're allergic, but right? So do something new and different for yourself in the next couple of weeks. Okay, so now what I like to do is something called proving the continuity of life. As spiritualists, we believe that when we transition or pass away, or some people say die, that our spirit goes on. It is not the end. We go on, and everything that we love, and our memories and our passions go with us. Okay. Um, it doesn't just stay in what's left of our body. And, we take our spirit with us. So, as mediums in Lilydale, we try to prove that continuity of life by speaking, communicating with um, your spirit loved ones. And we do that in many different ways. We hear them, we see them, we feel them, we know what we're talking about with them. Sometimes we have scents that we smell. Sometimes people have tastes that don't belong, that show up, that are significant evidence for the spirit loved one. Um, and sometimes it's very, very specific, and sometimes it's a little less specific. However, it's all done with the intent of um, proving that there's more for us than just this particular existence, and that we go on. So when I say proving the continuity of life, that's what we're doing, especially in Lilydale, because it's a spiritualist community. Which, by the way, everyone in Lilydale is working very hard to get the 2026 season together for you all, and lots of workshops. Of course, the normal, outdoor services and the healing temple, and the beautiful things about Lilydale, the fairy trail, the stump, all the things that you love. Of course, will be there with I'm sure some new kinds of workshops and exciting presenters. They're all working on that now. So stay tuned. It might be a couple months, but stay tuned to see what's there for you. Anyway, so let's take some people here, and I will do some spot readings. Okay, I will do my best here to give you some messages from your spirit loved ones. All right. Joanne, I have to say this right. Zakarchuk. Joanne Zakarchuk. Are you still here? And type in the comments so that I know. And I will connect with you and your energy, and we'll see what type of information comes through for you. Joanne. Okay? Joanne Zakarchuk. I'm going to start. I'm going to just say a quick prayer and start, okay? All right. Joanne, I feel like I have a man in spirit here for you, and I feel like I want to put a little hat on my head with him. He feels very, very polite. This man feels like his manners were impeccable. I'm talking about, making sure to open the door for someone, helping people with groceries, whatever it was. I feel like this man, his manners were very, very good. He has a soft nature to him, Joanne. So I'm hoping that you're still here. I'm gonna go into it a little bit more, and I feel like he's missing some hair underneath his cap. All right, and it doesn't feel like a baseball cap to me. It feels more like one of those hats that it's kind of rounded and then comes in the front, that men would wear. So that's what it feels like to me. And I also feel like he's wearing a longer coat, like he might be going to church, or going to a meeting or something like that. He dresses nicely. Okay, so this is what I'm feeling with this man. And it's funny because I was talking to my husband about something, and I made a comment, offhanded comment. I'm like, hey, words matter, But for some reason, that is back in front of my field here. Words matter. And I feel like this man, for him, he was a good speaker, and he was good at communicating to more than just the people in front of him. I feel like he may have been a teacher. He may have been, because I feel like he was a communicator, and he feels, and I feel like, Joanne, I still haven't seen you type that you're still here. So I'm just going to give you a quick message from him and move forward. But I feel like the words matter is something that he wants to give to you. And so it a little bit of, I don't think he's talking about you talking to other people, that, you're not taking that into consideration. I feel like it's more like maybe people talking to you, and that you are deserving of respect. Okay. And I feel like this man is wanting to help you with your own throat chakra, so to speak, being able to find your voice, to speak up, because you are deserving of respect. Okay. Words matter. So I'm going to leave that man with you. Very kind man, respectful. Okay. With lots of love for you. All right. Okay. And hopefully you get to hear this, Joanne. All right. So I'm going to go back in here and see if I can find some people here. All right. That would like, all right. Lisa Baumgarten. Are you still here, Lisa? Lisa Baumgarten. Okay, just type in the bottom if you are still here, and I'm going to feel into your energy here and see if you're still here, Lisa Baumgarten. Okay. Okay, I have a lady here for you in spirit, Lisa, and this woman, as I look at her, I feel like she's not really tall. I feel like she might be close to 5 feet. Okay. And I feel like she may have gotten a little fluffier in life. Okay. And I feel like her heritage is very important to her. I feel like she loves music, and I feel like I'm on mom's side of the family with her. I feel like she was very involved in her community, meaning church and maybe a women's group or something like that. And I feel like she could be quite outspoken at times, but it was usually because it was important to her. Like if somebody was talking about something, I feel like she would say how she felt because it was important to her. I don't feel like she was the kind of person to just, she wasn't cruel or mean or rude or anything like that. So Lisa, I feel she feels very grandmother-ish to me, like that. That's how she feels. I do think she's on mom's side. And if it's not your mom's mom, I feel like it could be mom's sister. All right. Because I'm right in that area here on my mapping. And, but yeah, she's, and I also feel like I want to talk about her having boys. She's saying I was a mom of boys as well. So I feel like she may have had, of course, a daughter, but I feel like she also had boys. And even though she was smaller, she's not going to call herself small. Even though she was smaller, she was mighty. Do you understand? Because she had to be. Okay, she got people's respect, and it didn't matter that she was kind of tiny. Okay, so the message from this woman has to do with inner strength. Okay. And it's funny because we were talking about that a little bit ago, but I feel like she's saying to you, Lisa, that you have that inner strength inside of you, and that something, you've got a particular challenge right now that's going on, and she's like, you have that inner strength, and to just rely on it. And also she says, in your gut what is right. Okay. Like, don't let other people tell you you basically have good spidey senses is what she's saying. Okay. So she's like, don't let people try to shift your point of view because you know where you're going with this. It feels like it could be a work related type of issue. Okay. And it's like you've got your eyes set on a particular conclusion and other people are trying to steer you off course. And she's like, you know what's right in your gut. So stick with it. So that is your message from this lovely lady. Okay. I don't want to call her Mighty Mouse because she's not a mouse, but she's mighty. Okay. So lots of love from her. All right. I got to find, so far I've picked two people that haven't let me know that they're still here. So I'm going to go a little closer to the front. Okay. Let's see. Catherine Ferris. Catherine Ferris. Are you still here, please? Catherine Ferris. Okay, let's see. Catherine Ferris. Let me know if you're still here. I feel like I want to. Catherine, I feel like I have a lady here for you in spirit, and she feels like she would have been a person of your own generation. Okay. I feel like she would have been. Oh, good, you're still here, Catherine. Wonderful. Someone that of your own generation. She's not. I don't feel like she's an old person, or when I say old, like 65 or older. And I'm sorry if I'm offending anyone. I'll just say of senior citizen age. How's that? Because I'm there. So I'm sorry if I offended anyone. But what I'm saying is I feel like she's of younger. She's got a younger feel to her, and gosh, I feel like she may have had an illness, all right, that started in one place, predominantly in the chest area, and may have moved somewhere else. Do you understand? And I feel like this woman, was well liked by many, many people. And I don't know if do you know someone of your age group that this would sound like for you? She came in pretty quickly, and I feel like the two of you would have had a nice relationship. All right, because she steps in relatively close, and I feel like, oh goodness, I feel like I don't know if you went to school together or if you started work together someplace. You understand, okay? But I feel like you were close with this woman and you did something together, okay? And first of all, she wants to say that she's fine. Okay, she is fine. I feel like she left people in her life, possibly a young child. Okay, possibly a young child that she left when she left this realm, and I feel like she feels like she may have been a hugger. Do you understand? I feel like she may have been a hugger kind of person, and because I feel like she's putting her arms around you and wanting to thank you. I feel like I want to talk about words of wisdom that you would have given her. I feel like you were the kind of person in her life that helped her. All right. And she's very grateful for that. And just know that she's fine. And okay, I feel like I want to tell you not to be afraid of taking the promotion. Okay. So I'm going to let you figure out what that means, Catherine. But I feel like something's going to be either offered or you're working on it or something like that. And it's like she's saying you have everything you need. Don't miss out on it. Okay. Just like what we were talking about earlier, right? She's like, don't miss out on it. Take the opportunity. Okay. So I'm going to leave her with you. Lots of love from her, Catherine. All right. Okay. Let's see where I'm at here. Um, Lauren Emmerich. Are you still here, Lauren? Lauren Emmerich. Are you still here? I'm going to just fill in Lauren. Let's see. They actually have a couple that are stepping forward together. Okay. And I feel, hi, wonderful, you're here. I feel like it's a couple. I feel like it's a married couple. All right. And I want to, I think I'm on dad's side of the family with this. Oh, you're welcome, Catherine. I hope that made sense, that message. Um, okay. So Lauren, and it feels like I want to say grandma and grandpa. Okay. So that's what it feels like to me. And I feel like these two people, they stayed together their whole life. Okay. They were married and they stayed married. Okay. This is not a situation where they would have separated, divorced, or anything like that. Okay. And I feel like I can hear, thank you, they're both passed. And I feel like I can hear this banter between the two of them. And people might think that they were arguing, but they're not really. Okay. It's just how they talk to each other. If you can understand that. All right. Like, it might, for strangers that would have heard them, they might think they were having a little tiff or something, but no, they just kind of fed off of each other, and had this banter between the two of them. And I feel like at times it may have even been funny to the family members. Okay. Um, and that's how I'm feeling that they were with each other, because they were together for a long time, so it feels like there was nothing held back as they got older. Do you understand? If grandpa didn't like something, he'd tell grandma, and if grandma didn't like something, she'd shoot it right back at him. Do you understand? But not meanly, but it was definitely some type of a banter. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you. And I feel like I want to say that was healthy for all. Okay, because I'm in the kitchen with them. Does any of this make sense, Lauren? Let me know. So I feel like grandma wants to say something. I feel about raising the children, and I feel it's okay to want to do something outside of the home. Okay, so I'm going to give this to you. I feel like she's talking about um, that it would have been okay if she could have spent a little more time outside of the home, right? Like needing an outlet. Okay, and I feel like grandma is talking about it's okay for you to want to have something for Lauren outside the home, and then Lauren's family. Do you understand? So I feel like she's giving you two thumbs up. I don't know if you're going to try something new, or if you've been thinking about getting some additional training in something, but I feel like she's giving you the two thumbs up to like you can do it. Do you understand? Like your kids will be fine. You will do fine at home, and you will also have this other thing that brings you happiness and joy. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with your grandparents. They're kind of, oh, you think this is your husband's grandparents? Well, I will tell you this. I'm listening to them, and the conversation back and forth. I mean, it would make me laugh if I was in the room. Okay, um, but do you understand the message? I'm hoping you understand the message from them. Okay, and I'm going to leave that with you with lots of love. Thank you, Lauren. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go talk to. I saw somebody that their names. Where are you? If you're still here. Because I passed it and it came out to me, and then I thought, I'm going to go to that person next, but I got to find it. Hi, Karen Seiler, happy anniversary not too long ago. How you guys doing? Wonderful. Let's see. Where am I with this person? Where did you go? It was Higaboom. Last name was Higaboom. And I feel like I want to get back to that for this person, but I'm not finding it. Oh, gosh. I can't take a lot of time on this. All right, Janelle. If I find the Higaboom person, I will go back to that in a minute. Janelle Belomo. Janelle Belomo, are you still here? Okay. Janelle Belomo. I don't know if I'm saying your last name right. All right, Janelle. Let's see. Janelle Belomo. I think that's your name. There you are. Awesome. High five. All right. Yes. Okay, good. Janelle. Let's see who I have for you. Okay, Janelle, I have a lady in spirit that steps in very close, very, very close. And I feel like she's got a lot of mom energy with her, all right? But could be a grandmother that was very close to you and spent a lot of time with you while you were young, okay? But this woman is it's overwhelming, okay, the feeling that she has for you. And I feel like I'm on mom's side of the family with her, okay. She is just all about the family, and she is I feel like I want to talk about being able to spend some time with her before she passed, okay. And that maybe you weren't able to spend as much time as you would have liked to, right? And I feel like she wants to say, that doesn't matter. Do you understand? I feel like she's talking about you being a very busy girl, and that responsibilities and things like that. Would you understand that? That, you may not have been able to do everything you wanted to do for this woman, but she knows how you feel. And I feel like she wants to just say, don't worry about it. Okay. Something about not being able to be there at the end. Okay. You understand. Good. And she's like, it's not important, let that go. I feel like she's flooding me with all these memories, oh my gosh, like childhood stuff. And is this your grandmother, dear, on your mom's side of the family? That's what it feels like to me, but it could be a mom, but she's just so much love. And to the point where I feel like she's even like, she's brushing your hair, she's pulling it back, she's doing stuff with it, she's saying that you were quite an active kid, all right? Like, like trying to catch you to get your hair combed, you were your grandma. Okay. But this woman, that she loves you like a mom is what I'm trying to say. And she's trying to catch you to brush your hair, right? She's saying you were an active child, okay? And so I feel like she wants to say there were days. Oh, she was a beautician. Okay, got it. Got it. But I do feel like she wants to say she did get to watch you at times, and you gave her a run for the money, is what she's saying. All right. I feel like she has a wonderful sense of humor. And people loved her gabs. Okay. I feel like she did have the gift of gab, and she didn't have a problem letting you know how she'd feel about certain topics. Do you understand? But she's okay. So now I get what the hair was all about. All right. She's a beautician, but I do feel like, oh yeah, now I'm smelling the hairspray. So that makes sense. lots of hairspray. And I feel like her hair at one point may have been pretty high. All right. Pretty high. A good teaser, right? So, so what is her message, Janelle? What is her message for you? We know who she is. So what is her message? Let's see. Well, I'm not really sure how this applies to you, but I'm going to tell you what I'm hearing. All right. And then maybe you can understand what it means. All right. There was two, now there's three. Okay. This is what she's saying. There was two, now there's three. And, like you're trying to decide about an addition of some sort. I don't know what it means, but I'm going to give that to you. She's I feel like she's saying that think about it, right? Think about it, but she's giving me the green light and a thumbs up. So, but I'm feeling like she's saying, don't dilly dally. That's what she's saying. I'm not really sure how that works and what that means, but she's saying don't dilly dally with what's going on. All right. So, in other words, if you're going to move forward, do it. Okay. So I'm going to give you that message from your grandma. I hope it makes sense to you. Okay. Think about it. Maybe it'll present itself. If it doesn't make sense now, maybe in the next couple months, you'll understand what she's talking about. Okay. And thank you very much, Janelle. All right. Let's see who I have here that I can connect with. Lisa Marie Stark. Lisa Marie, are you still here? You're welcome. You're welcome, Janelle. Oh, wait a minute. Before I go, I got to give something quick to Julie Hugaboom because that's who I wanted to talk to earlier. Okay. So we'll do a quick one. We'll do Julie and then Lisa Marie. So I got to write this down so I don't miss Lisa Marie because I called her name out. Okay. All right. So Julie Hugaboom. All right. Thank you for getting back in there and letting me know that you're still around. Okay. Julie, I feel like I have a male in spirit here for you. And he feels to me like he's of your generation or a little bit older. All right. I don't feel like I'm talking about a older person. I feel like I've got someone in your generation. Okay. If he's not a brother, he is like a brother. Do you understand? This I call him a young man because I feel like he is 30 or less, something like that. I feel like you may have been pretty close to this person at one point in time. And gosh, I feel like this could have been an accident. Okay. Not a good decision is what I want to say. Julie, do you know who this could be in your life? Think about it. And I feel like he's I feel like there's another male too that the two of you know. And it's like he wants you to let this other male know that he's okay. All right. So, you think so? All right. So I'm not sure if it was another friend of the two of you or if he had a brother. Do you understand? But it feels like he's fine. Okay. He's fine. But And I don't know if he was driving or he's telling me it wasn't a good decision. So, um, I'm just going to leave you with that. But as far as the message, sometimes they just come in because they can, right? And it's funny because sometimes he's a neighbor. Oh, well, sometimes is the brother the neighbor or is he the neighbor? That's what I'm wondering. But sometimes they can come in, um, and it's almost like, well, this makes sense now because you probably talked to somebody, the neighbor, you'll run into someone that knows him. All right. And then they're in the field. You see what I mean? And then maybe, I'll get a message or something like that because you just talked to someone about him or, you're going to run into someone that was close to him. That happens. So this is a different kind of message for you. I don't feel like he's giving you any personal type of guidance. I just feel like if you can let his person know he's fine, he is fine, and he's just thanking you for the friendship. Okay, so I'm going to leave that with you. All right. Okay, now that other person, Lisa Marie, are you still there? Lisa Marie. Let's see. I don't remember what your last name was. Stark. There it is. Lisa Marie Stark. Are you still there? Because I'm going to give you a message. Oh, thank you, Julie. You didn't think you would get homework, did you, by coming on here tonight, did you? But that's how it works sometimes. There'll be like, I'll be giving someone a reading and a person will come in and I see you, Lisa. Good. And they'll be like, I was just talking to their brother last week about them. It works like that. And what I want to point out to everyone is that they hear us. They check in with us, but they hear us. They know when we're loving them or have a feelings of emotion of missing them or anything like that. They know. So that's why these kind of messages happen. Okay. All right, Lisa Marie Stark. Okay, let's see. Let's see what I have. Lisa, this is okay. I have to give you this first. I just had a dog. It just came running right, and I feel like it might have spots. Oh my goodness, Julie. I'm seeing the common person this weekend. We just made plans yesterday. See, that's exactly right. That's exactly how it happens. It's like, so you will be seeing their person. He came in. So now you can let them know he came in for the message and that he's fine. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I love how spirit works. It's like, it's going to make me tear up. It's like we're all connected. We're all connected. You're connected to his person and his person's connected to him. And now this beautiful moment of her or him knowing that he is fine will happen. And thank you so much for doing God's work because that's what you're doing. All right. Thank you. Okay. Back to Lisa. All right. I got the dog. All right. And I feel, Lisa, it might have spots on it. All right. Because I'm looking at it and I feel like it's got whitish gray and then there's some darker areas on the dog. Okay. And I don't always get a lot of animals, but for some reason this dog, and it's kind of bigger and it has it's got longer legs. It's not a tiny dog. Okay. So I want to tell you about that dog. And let's see what else we have, Lisa. I feel like I want to be on dad's side of the family. Okay. And I have a man here. And I feel like he's taking me outside. And I feel like he's got on a hunting jacket. Okay. So I don't know if this dog was his dog and he used to go out with the dog hunting. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Oh, you have a Rottweiler. Yeah, but is the Rottweiler in spirit or alive? Because this dog is definitely passed. Okay. So the man, I feel, would have loved to be outside. He's got on a jacket and I feel like he might have a rifle of some sort. Okay. So I feel like I'm on dad's side of the family, and I feel like this man, he just really appreciated the quiet and the stillness, the fresh air, the crispness. I feel like he's talking to me about hunting season opening up. Okay. So I'm gonna give. He feels kind of grandpa-ish to me, but could be a dad. All right. But do you know who this person is, Lisa? The man that's outside that loves the outdoors and is talking to me about hunting season starting. I'm hoping that this is your person. Okay. Um, Oh, okay. Your dad's brother. All right. So we are on dad's side of the family. Okay. Is dad still alive, please? Because I feel like this I feel like this man could sometimes be misunderstood. Okay. I don't know if he was more on the quiet side sometimes and people just felt that he wasn't interested in things. And so there, I feel like there was a error of sometimes he was misunderstood a little bit. I don't know if he kept to himself. Your Uncle Phil. Okay. Um, but and I feel like I want to say, you know what, Lisa, there might be a part of you that likes to be in the quiet, and the stillness and not listen to and no. Okay, so that means he wasn't quiet and misunderstood. Okay. So for some reason I feel like there's a misunderstanding there somewhere. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. Misunderstood, misunderstanding. Okay. Um so I'm also he's showing me a metal lunchbox. He would have gone to work, took his lunch, that type of thing. Um, well, I'm seeing what's the message for you, Lisa? What's the message? Okay. I feel this is strange, but I feel do you go camping? Do you spend time outdoors? Because he's talking about spending time outdoors and getting renewed, refreshed. All right. Um, you know, just taking some time to relax. Okay. Yes, thank you. So I feel like this is what he's talking about. And I feel like he's just saying everybody's good here, but it's time to go get some renewal and refreshing energy from being outside. Do you understand? That's what he's talking about. Family thing. All right. So I'm going to leave that with you with your Uncle Phil. I'm glad you understand it. He's just wanting you to go camping or go spend some time outdoors and get yourself refreshed and renewed. Okay. So we went a little longer tonight. I want to thank everybody for being here and just go back one minute to what we were talking about in the beginning of the show, and that is to allow yourself some excitement and fun and do something for yourself in the next 2 weeks that's new or that's a challenge or that you're a little uncomfortable with, right? Because that's where our greatest growth is doing the things that are not easy. All right. And just be proud of yourself afterwards for doing it. Okay. Um, okay. Thank you, Lisa, so much. All right. So everyone have a great couple weeks. I will be back here, I believe, on the 13th, I think. I think it's the 13th of November, and we'll do this again. All right. So many blessings to you all.